is about material usage variance. So in that question, there was a small mistake. We need to make a correction. So what you need to do, they said to produce a liter of the product, 24 units of material are required at a standard price of 75. So the actual production for the period, that should be the standard production for the period. So that item should be the standard production for the period is 75,000 units. Record normally represent the actual. Records normally present the actual. So they were asking you to calculate material cost variance, material price variance, and the material usage variance. So it is good to start with material price variance, then material usage variance, then the material cost variance, then the material cost variance. So we can start off with material price variance, Roman letter 2. We start off with the Roman letter 2, how to compute the material price variance. So to get the material price variance, it is supposed to be given by actual quantity in the brackets of the actual price minus the standard price. When you want to compute the material price variance, you simply take actual quantity in the brackets of the actual price. We minus the standard price. So actual quantity is given. Actual quantity is given. That is record proof that 80,000 of material were used. That's now our actual quantity. Actual quantity is 80,000 units. 80,000 units. Then actual price is meant to be 73, because from the material used, that means it was the actual price. So 73 minus the standard price, which is given as 85. The standard price is given as 75. So in the process, we now get the variance. So calculate and give me the figure. Compute and give me the value. So which figure are you getting? So you are getting 160,000. You are getting 160,000. So we don't say negative. Variances are either favorable or adverse. For the variances, you indicate whether they are favorable or adverse. So this one, the actual price was 73, but the standard price is 75. So this variance is favorable. This variance is favorable. So variances, we don't show them as negatives or positives. Variances, we indicate whether it is adverse or favorable. So here in your budget, you budgeted to pay 75 per unit, but you ended up paying 73. So you paid less than the standard. So that variance is favorable. You indicate it as favorable because when it comes to variances, you want to know whether it is better or worse for you. So this one is better for you because in your budget, you had prepared to buy material at 75 shillings per unit. But when you went to buy, you are allowed to pay 73. So you paid less than what you had budgeted for. That's why it is favorable variance. So note that variances are never negative or positive. You explain whether it is favorable or adverse. So this one is favorable. It is favorable because you paid less than what you had budgeted for. So that is now material price variance. We also go to material usage variance. Material usage variance. Material usage variance is supposed to be given by the standard price. Actual quantity minus the standard quantity. So the standard price is given. The standard price is given as 75. Actual quantity is 80,000. Then the standard quantity, I said, you make a correction on that. Where they say, so the actual production for that is the standard production for the period. The standard quantity is 75,000. The standard quantity is 75,000. So get the value for that. Get the value for that question. So it will be 375,000 advance. 375,000 advance. Advance means that in your budget, you wanted to buy 75,000 units, but you ended up buying 80,000. So you bought more than your budget. So that variance is meant to be adverse. That variance is meant to be adverse. The variance is meant to be adverse. Then, now Roman letter 1. We go to the Roman letter 1. Roman letter 1 is the material cost variance. So, to calculate material cost variance, you simply add material price variance plus material usage variance. Then you get the material cost variance. That should be 160,000, which is favorable, plus 375,000, which is adverse. So when all of them are favorable, you add. Also, when all of them are adverse, you add. But now one is favorable, another one is adverse. So you get the difference. Get the difference. When you subtract, what should be the value? When you subtract, what should be the value? So it will be 215,000 adverse. It will be 215,000 adverse, because adverse is more. Adverse is more. That is now how it should be able to come up with that value. So, alternatively, to get the same, material cost variance, also to calculate material cost variance, you simply take actual material costs. You take the actual material cost. You minus the standard material cost. Minus the standard material cost. So we start with the actual material cost. We start off with the actual material cost. Actual material cost. So actual material cost, you take 80,000 multiplied by 73. You take that. So this is an alternative method of how to get the 7. So you simply take, then you less the standard material cost, be minus the standard material cost, the standard material cost. So standard material cost, you take the 75,000 units multiplied by 75, sorry. So get the difference. Get the difference and see it is giving us which value. So it will still give you the same figure, which is meant to be 215,000, which is R plus direct. So that is now what you are to go about that particular question. So I want us to get another question still on the variances. I would like to get another question. So the next question I want us to check, you go to May 2018. May 2018, there is a question number 5, part C. May 2018, there is a question number 5, part C. May 2018, question number 5, part C. So that question for May 2018, question number 5, part C, it reads that the standard cost card for the production of a component, the standard cost card for the production of a component Y is as follows. Materials, it was 1 kilogram at 4 per kilogram per unit. Labor is 25 hours at 8 per hour. Those are 100 units. Then variable overhead was given as 48,000 for the budgeted period. Fixed overhead is also given. Then output, 24,000 units. Details for production of 2 units as follows. Material used, it is 2,000 kilograms at 3.5 per kilogram. Actual production was 1,800 units. Actual wages was for 8 hours at 8.50 per hour. Actual variable overhead is given. They also gave you actual fixed overheads. So required raw letter 1, material usage variance. Raw letter 2, labor rate variance. Raw letter 3, variable overhead efficiency variance. Raw letter 4, fixed overhead volume variance. So me, I will do it comprehensively. I will do the question comprehensively, where I will start with the material price variance, even though it has not been asked. I will start by first computing the material price variance. I will start off by calculating material price variance. I will start off by computing material price variance. I will start by calculating material price variance. So to get the material price variance, material price variance, it is supposed to be given by actual quantity in the brackets of the actual price minus the standard price. When you want to compute the material price variance, we simply get the actual quantity in the brackets of the actual price. So actual quantity is details for the production of 2,000 units. So material used is the actual quantity. There were 2,000 kilograms. There were 2,000 kilograms of the material that were used. Then actual quantity, actual price is 3.50. The actual price is meant to be 3.5. 3.50. The standard price you are given up there, where they say that materials, the standard cost card for Y is as so material, it is 1 kilogram at 4 per kilogram per unit. So 4 up there is meant to be our standard price. So calculate, give me the figure. You calculate, then you give me the value. Compute, then you give me the figure for that. So it will give us which value. So we are getting 1,000. We are getting 1,000, which is favorable. It is favorable in a sense that you budgeted to pay 4 shillings, but you ended up paying 3.50. You ended up paying 3.50. So that variance is favorable. So after that, we now go to the material usage variance. We go to the material usage variance. So to get the material usage variance, it is simply the standard price in the brackets of the actual quantity minus the standard quantity. When you want to compute the material usage variance, you simply take the standard price in the brackets of the actual quantity minus the standard quantity. So standard quantity was not given. The standard quantity was not given. You need to compute the standard quantity. You need to calculate the standard quantity. So total standard quantity. Total standard quantity. It will be the standard quantity. The standard quantity per unit. The standard quantity per unit multiplied by the actual production. multiplied by the actual production. So standard quantity per unit was given up there, where they say that the standard cost card. So the question is for the sitting of May 2018. May 2018, question number 5, part C. May 2018, question 5, part C. So they had said that material 1 kilogram at score per kilogram per unit. 1 kilogram at score per kilogram per unit. So that means that the standard quantity per unit is 1 kilogram. The standard quantity per unit, it is meant to be 1 kilogram per unit. Actual production, we were given down there as 1800 units, multiplied by 1800 units. So it will just remain 1800. It will just be able to remain 1800. It will just remain 1800. So now to calculate our material usage variance. The standard price is meant to be from up there. Actual quantity is 2000. And now the standard quantity is 1800. So that should be able to give us material usage variance. That should be able to give you the material usage variance. Material usage variance. It will give us 800. So it is 800 adverse. It is 800 adverse. Variances are either adverse or favorable. So here it is adverse because in your budget, you budgeted this quantity to be used, but you ended up using, so you used more than what you budgeted. That's why it became adverse. It is a problem to you because your budget, you thought you are using 1800, but you ended up using what? 1000, 2000. So that now becomes adverse. So that is now the material usage variance, which is the same as the Roman letter 1 of the question. So I had decided to start with the material price variance, even though the question did not ask. Even though the question had not asked. Then after that, we can also get the material cost variance. We can also come up with material cost variance. Material cost variance is simply material price variance plus material usage variance. To get the material cost variance, you simply come up with. So material price variance, we had calculated up there. We got 1000 variable. We add material usage variance, which is 800 adverse. So when one is favorable, another one is adverse, you subtract. When all of them are adverse, you add. When all of them are favorable, you also add. But when one is adverse, another one is favorable, minus. Because favorable is more, favorable will be will carry the D. So the difference will be what? So it will be 200 favorable. Because the favorable is more. It will be 200 favorable because the favorable is more. So the question did not ask that. The question did not ask that. So we have done Roman letter 1 is this 800. They wanted you to get the material usage variance. But for now, we are learning. I started by calculating material price variance, then now material usage variance. Then to get the material cost variance, we simply add material price plus material what? Usage. That's now what we get from that question. The next item will be labor rate variance. The next item will be labor rate variance. So let us see how to compute the labor rate variance. So to calculate the labor rate variance to calculate the labor rate variance. To calculate the labor rate variance. When you want to compute the labor rate variance. So labor rate variance. Labor rate variance. So labor rate variance. It is supposed to be given by the actual hours. Actual hours. In the brackets of the actual rate minus the standard rate. When you want to calculate the labor rate variance, it is simply the actual hours in the brackets of the actual rate. We minus the standard rate. Actual hours were given. You can see the actual wages. Actual wages for 80 hours at 8.50 per hour. So actual hours are 480. The actual hours are 480. The actual rate is what is 8.50. The actual rate is 8.50. Now you subtract the standard rate. The standard rate, you check up there. Are you able to see the labor? The standard. Up there, they give you the standard cost card. Standard cost card for the production labor. 25 hours. 25 hours is for how many units? 100 units. At how much per hour? 8 per hour. At 8 per hour. So what we need to do is that, what we need to check on that question is that the 25 hours are for 100 units. But now, at how much per hour? 8 per hour. So we should be able now to evaluate it from that question. But per hour, we know it is just 8. Standard rate is just 8. The standard rate is just 8. So this is 240 adverse. 240 adverse. Because your budget, you wanted to pay 8 shillings, but you ended up paying 8.5. So you paid a higher salary than what is supposed to be paid. Then now we also compute the labor efficiency variance. Even though the question has not asked, we also compute the labor efficiency variance. So to get the labor efficiency variance, it is the standard rate in the brackets of the actual hours minus the standard hours, like that. We minus the standard hours. We subtract the standard hours. So first, we check how to compute the standard hours. First, we check how to compute the standard hours. So to get the standard hours, to compute the standard hours. So standard hours, total, we say total standard hours. So total standard hours will be given by the standard hours per unit. The standard hours per unit multiplied by the actual production. Actual production in units. So total standard hours will be given by the standard hours per unit multiplied by actual production in units. But the question did not give us the standard hours per unit because they say that 25 hours is for 100 units. You see in brackets. So you want to get the hours per unit. So first, get the standard hours per unit. standard hours per unit. We say that 25 hours is for 100 units. Is for 100 units. How about 1 unit? How about 1 unit? Yeah, how many hours? So we cross multiply. That will be 25 multiplied by 1 divided by 1. So the standard hours per unit is 0.25. It will be 0.25. So from there, we now get the total standard hours. We now come up with the total standard hours. So now our total standard hours, it will be 0.25 multiplied by actual production in units is 1800 units. So multiplied by 1800 units. So we come up with a figure of 450. So now from there, we calculate what is meant to be labor efficiency variance. So labor efficiency variance, which is the standard rate, which is 8. Standard rate is 8. Actual hours, you can see the actual hours are 480. The standard hours are 450. So that variance is also adverse. The variance is meant to be adverse. The variance is meant to be adverse. So we get 240,000. So 240, which is adverse. Then I also like you to calculate labor cost variance. The question did not ask, but also get labor cost variance. So labor cost variance is supposed to be given by labor rate variance plus labor efficiency variance. So labor rate variance, it was 240, which was plus labor efficiency variance is also 240, which is adverse. When all of them are adverse, you add them together. Or also when all of them are favorable, you add them together. So just a minute. So we now go to the Roman letter 3, variable overhead. So we want now to go to the Roman letter 3 as the variable overhead efficiency variance. The variable overhead efficiency variance. So when you check through your notes, I had given you a formula on how to compute the variable overhead efficiency variance. So to get the variable overhead efficiency variance, when you want to compute variable overhead efficiency variance, when you want to calculate the variable overhead efficiency variance. So variable overhead efficiency variance. Variable overhead efficiency variance. It is supposed to be given by variable overhead absorption rate. Variable overhead absorption rate in the brackets of the actual hours. Actual hours we minus, it was the standard hours for the standard hours for the actual production. For the actual production. So let us see how to compute. Let us see how to compute the standard hours for the actual production. So standard hours for the actual production, I suspect we had already calculated. You see up there, when you are using computing the labor, sorry, 0.25 was per unit. Then we multiply by the actual production of 1800. So you can see there were how many hours? There were 450. Then the variable overhead absorption rate. We need to calculate the variable overhead absorption rate. We want to come up with the variable overhead absorption rate. So for you to compute the variable overhead absorption rate, simply be budgeted variable overheads. Simply get the budgeted. So to calculate variable overhead absorption rate, you simply take the budgeted variable overheads. The budgeted variable overheads. Budgeted variable overheads. Divide by standard hours for the budgeted production. The standard hours. Standard hours for the budgeted production. Standard hours for budgeted budgeted production. Standard hours for the budgeted production. Standard hours for the budgeted production. So when you check over how to get the standard hours for the standard hours, for the budgeted production. Standard hours for the budgeted production. So we need to get the standard hours for the budgeted production. So to get the standard hours for the budgeted production. So when you check through the question, they have not given us the budgeted production. So your figure in Cooper Sum, you see the fixed overhead and the output. You see the output of 2,400 units, 24,000 units. I think the issue should be at that point. The issue should be at that point. Actually, maybe we can make it 2,400. That output, the output up there of the 2,000 of 24,000 is too huge. I suspect that figure should be 2,400. It should be 2,400. So standard hours. So the standard hours for the budgeted production. For the budgeted production. So take, was it 0.25? It was 0.25. They give us 600. So it will be 600. So that our variable overhead absorption rate. Budgeted variable overheads, we just take what they gave you as 48,000. We simply take what is given as 48,000 now divide by 600. So if you have 48,000, just be 6,000. Yeah, so maybe we can just use the real one, maybe they had a point. So this one will just be 8, isn't it? Yeah, instead of 80, you can just use it as 8. You can just use it as 8. I think it's the same information should be applied. So now after that, we come back. So when it comes to this point, variable overhead absorption, we have calculated as 8. Then actual hours, you can see the actual hours, 480. Then we had calculated the standard hours for the actual production. There are 450. So that variance is adverse. It is adverse of 240. Yeah, so that's now how you will be able to compute the variable overhead efficiency variance. So we go to the Roman letter 4, fixed overhead volume variance. The fixed overhead volume variance. The fixed overhead volume variance. It is the same as the fixed overhead capacity variance. It is the same as the fixed overhead capacity variance. It is the same as the fixed overheads capacity variance. It's the same as the fixed overhead capacity variance. So to calculate the fixed overhead capacity variance, so fixed overhead capacity variance, fixed overhead capacity variance, the same as the fixed overhead volume variance. So that one is supposed to be given by the fixed overhead absorption rate. The fixed overhead absorption rate in the brackets of the actual hours, minus the budget hours, minus the budget hours. So we already know how to get the budgeted hours. Budgeted hours is meant to be the budgeted production over the standard hour of making 1 unit. We have already seen up there when you are calculating the variable overhead absorption rate. So there was 6,000. Yeah. Then that's now our budgeted hours. Then the fixed overhead absorption rate. When you want to come up with the fixed overhead absorption rate, so let us do our working for the fixed overhead absorption rate. Fixed overhead absorption rate. It will also be given by budgeted fixed overheads. Budgeted fixed overheads. The budgeted fixed overheads. We divide by the standard hours for the budgeted production. The standard hours for budgeted production. So budgeted fixed overheads is given. Are you able to see the fixed overheads? 120,000. It is 120,000. So standard hours for the budgeted production, we had already used them before 6,000. So that should be able to give us give us 20. Be able to give us 20. So now our fixed overhead capacity balance will be 20 in the brackets of actual hours were given. Actual hours were given. There were 400 hours. There were 408. Actual hours were 408. Then remember budgeted hours. Budgeted hours were for 50. It is also adverse variance. So the next question, we check May 2016. May 2016, question number 2, part A. 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 So that question 2, part A for May 2016. River Fries Enterprise Limited manufactures food products. It manufactures food products. The details of the manufacturing cost of one of its product brand term is provided below. They gave you the standard cost per unit. They gave you the standard cost per unit. They have also given you materials, 6 kilograms at least 480 per kilogram. Labor, 4.8 hours at least 800 per hour. Additional information, not number 1. The actual cost for the month of April 2016 was as follows. So materials is given and the price per kilogram. Labor is also given, not number 2. They gave you actual production amounted to that. Then variable production overhead are absorbed at 50% of the labor cost. So that sentence has not different, so required Roman letter 1, material cost variance. Roman letter 2, the labor cost variance. Then Roman letter 3, reconciliation of the standard and the actual cost. In A, Roman letter 1 and A, Roman letter 2. So first, we start off with the Roman letter 1. We start off with the Roman letter 1. So Roman letter 1, when you want to get the material cost variance, when you want to get the material cost variance, material cost variance, and you want to get the material cost variance. Material cost variance, remember material cost variance, you just take material price variance plus material usage variance. To get the material cost variance, it is simply the material price variance plus the material usage variance. So we start off with the material price variance. Material price variance, it is simply the actual quantity in the brackets of the actual price minus the standard price minus the standard price. So actual quantity is given. The actual quantity is given in the note number additional information. Actual cost for the month of April 2016 was as follows. So you can see actual quantity for the material is 59,000. Yeah, so that one is 59,000 kilograms. Then actual price is also given at the same point, which is 500. Which is 500. We subtract the standard price. Standard price is the standard cost per unit. Are you able to see 480? Yeah, so that variance is adverse. That variance is meant to be adverse. Is it 1.18 minutes?
Yes.
Let us. So it is adverse, which is meant to be the adverse. Then we also compute material usage variance. Material usage variance. So material usage variance. Remember, it is the standard price in the brackets of the actual quantity minus the standard quantity. To compute material usage variance, it will be the standard price in the brackets of the standard actual quantity minus the standard quantity. So the only item you compute is the total standard quantity. Total standard quantity. Total standard quantity. It is supposed to be given by the standard quantity per unit. The standard quantity per unit multiplied by the actual output or actual production multiplied by the standard quantity per unit multiplied by the actual production. So standard quantity per unit, you can see the 6 kilograms. Yeah, multiplied by the actual output. Actual output is there in the note number 2. The actual production, it amounted to how many thousands? 10,000. So that it should be able to give us 60,000. So now from there, you can compute the material usage variance. So material standard price is 480. 480. Then actual quantity was 59,000. Then the standard quantity is the 60,000. So this variance is favorable. That variance is meant to be favorable. It's 480,000. So 480,000, which is favorable. So now from there, get the material cost variance. So material cost variance is material price variance, which is 1180. Which is adverse plus 480,000. So you net them, and the final figure is adverse because adverse is more. You net them, the final value is adverse because the adverse is more. 700,000 adverse. So that is now up to that point. The next one. The next one is meant to be the labor cost variance. Let us also see how to get the labor cost variance. Let us see how to get the labor cost variance. Labor cost variance. us now see how to get the labor cost variance. So labor cost variance. Labor cost variance. It is labor rate variance. Labor rate variance plus labor efficiency variance. It is the labor rate variance plus the labor efficiency variance. So we start with labor rate variance. So labor rate variance. It is supposed to be given by the actual hours. Actual hours in the brackets of the actual rate minus the standard rate. So labor rate variance should be given by the actual hours in the brackets of the actual rate minus the standard rate. So actual hours were given. Are you able to see not one labor? They were 47, 500. So 47, 500. Actual rate, it is 900. Actual rate is 900. Then the standard rate. Standard rate is given up there. Are you able to see 800? So that variance is adverse. That variance is meant to be. The variance is meant to be adverse. It's 4.7. Sorry? 4.7 minutes. Which is adverse. This is meant to be the adverse. So the next item should now be labor efficiency variance. Labor efficiency variance. So labor efficiency variance, it is the standard rate. The standard rate in the brackets of the actual hours minus the standard hours. So when you want to compute labor efficiency variance, it will be the standard rate in the brackets of the actual hours minus the standard hours. So we need to calculate the total standard hours. We need to compute the total standard hours. So to get the total standard hours, you simply take the standard hours by unit. The standard hours by unit multiplied by the actual production. Multiplied by the actual production. So the question had given you the standard hours by unit. You see up there, there are 6 kilograms. Sorry, 4.8. You see the 4.8. 4.8 multiplied by 10,000. You see the note number 2? And multiplied by 10,000. You get 48,000. So now from there, we compute the labor efficiency variance. Now calculate the labor efficiency variance. Now labor efficiency variance. So standard rate, we know it is which. The standard rate per hour is 900. You're able to see the 900. Yes, the standard rate, sorry, 800. The standard rate is 800. Then actual hours are 47,500. Those standard hours are how many? 48,000. Which, so this variance is favorable. That variance is meant to be favorable. Get 400,000. Then now get the labor cost variance. Get the labor cost variance. Now get the labor cost variance. Labor cost variance you simply add the labor rate variance plus the labor efficiency variance. So one is favorable, another one is adverse. So you net them. 4350 adverse. So that is now what it would be. So finally, we reconcile them. Finally, we reconcile them. So when you are reconciling the Roman letter 3, they were asking you to reconcile the standard and the actual costs. So to get the material cost, when you want to get the material cost, So material cost is variance. We simply take the actual material cost. Subtract the standard So actual material cost. Just take the actual quantity. Actual quantity in the number 1. It is 59,000. Multiplied by 5. The standard material cost. So we calculated the standard quantity. When we are calculating the material efficiency, material usage variance. Total standard quantity was. Sorry. When we took 6 multiplied by 10,000, so it is 60,000. That was the standard quantity multiplied by the standard price, which is 408. Standard price is 408. The standard price is 408. So can you confirm that variance? Is it the same as what you got in Roman letter 1? So is it adverse? So that's now how to reconcile. We are comparing the Roman letter 1 with that figure, whether it is correct. So that is for material cost variance. You also reconcile the labor cost variance. Also reconcile the labor cost variance. So labor cost variance is supposed to be given by actual labor cost. Simply take the actual labor cost. The actual labor cost minus the standard labor cost. The standard labor cost. So actual labor cost, we know how to calculate that. The actual labor cost. You simply take what you are given as 47,500 multiplied by what? Then there is also the standard labor cost. The standard labor cost, you calculated the standard labor hours, you got to which figure? 48,000. Multiplied by the standard labor cost, which is 800. So get the difference and see whether they are reconciled. Yeah, so that is how we can be able to do those reconciliations. So that is now for that. Given the time remaining, I will not be able to do any other question. So I will stop there. When we meet, I will do 2 or 3 more other questions before we conclude it. But now I hope it is making some sense. Yeah. So let us stop there for now.